Nope, you won't see me playing basketball. I'm terrible at dribbling and shooting. It's not my thing, but I love watching it, especially my personally beloved Arizona Wildcats. Hey, everybody. It's Pastor Steve from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Welcome to another episode of what I call Faith-Filled Friday. At noon on Fridays, Tucson time, I try to come online just to give a little challenge in faith, a little reminder to live in our faith beyond worship times, beyond the church. And actually, I'm here in the gym of the church. Last night was a Sweet 16 game between the University of Arizona men's Wildcat basketball team and Duke. And you can bet that I prayed that Arizona would win, which they did not. Duke beat them. And Duke gets to move on to the Elite Eight, and the Arizona team comes home, and our season is complete. And of course, I'm disappointed. University of Arizona, class of 1984, Bear Down Wildcats. So of course I want my team to win. And of course I prayed for them to win. And of course I'm disappointed, but not in God. Right? Come on. One team gets to win, one team gets to lose. And so this time my team lost. And I would bet you that there were as many of us praying for the University of Arizona Wildcats as there were for Duke. So what's God going to do? I don't know. I guess in the long run, it's just another lesson for me in prayer. The prayer, yes, I get to ask God for anything I want, but I don't get to expect that God will do what I tell God to do. I think I'm supposed to do what God tells me to do. But prayer is still that opportunity for me to connect to God. And that's what I got from it, just those moments with God and those moments of giving thanks for the joy of the University of Arizona, for the joy of basketball, for the joy of the NCAA tournament, for just a chance to talk with God and share with God what my choice would be, whatever any other choice would be. And no, I don't think that God made Duke win. I think Duke won. But I do know that my prayer was just kind of that time for me to be with God. And I think that's true in all sorts of ways, folks, that sometimes I think we go to God in prayer expecting God to do exactly what we tell God to do. But we're not God. God is. And though God says, come to me in all things and bring whatever prayers you have before me, I really think it's just simply so that we'll spend time with God. And what I have learned over the years in rooting for my team in life is that I just turn all of those results over to God and let them be. And I still find great joy, right? It's a challenging thing for us. It must be a challenging thing for God when so many people are praying at the same time, sometimes for the opposite thing. But they're all connecting to God. And that's what we want most of all, folks. So today, whatever it is you're praying for, pray it, ask it. But trust that God does what God does. And whether you get what you want or not, God still really cares about us. And God still wants to connect with us. And we should still want to care for God and still want to connect to God. That's really what prayer is all about. So if your team is still in it, good on you. If your prayers haven't always been answered in the way you wanted, I feel your pain. I struggle with that too. But what I do know is that that prayer connects me to God. And that's a good place to be. That's a good connection to have. And I trust that however life turns out, as long as I'm connected to God, it's going to be okay. Grace and peace to you and in your prayers. It's Pastor Steve from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona. Bear down, Wildcats. We'll see you next year.